In any genre of music, you're bound to have one album or project that is held in a higher standard than others, but there are those that become so beloved, critically praised, they no longer are seen as a benchmark for the genre, but they're considered perfect. With that comes a level of notoriety that only a few albums get. Michael Jackson's Thriller, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's. These records become special and outlive whatever kind of shelf life they might have had. In 1994, a record just like that came out.
Straight out the fucking dungeons of rap.
Illmatic is considered by many in hip hop as the perfect rap album. This coming down to the number of songs, its time length, instrumentals, and lyrics. Old and new heads always find a spot to put this album in their top 10s. With every record, there's always one standout track, one that seems to have that little extra juice to it that the rest just don't have. In the case of Illmatic, that would be New York State of Mind. Before I get too in the weeds of it, Illmatic feels like a once-in-a-lifetime record. Nas wasn't a real known MC like that at the time, but he was also the hottest MC. See, before Nas Illmatic, he had been on main source's song Live at the Barbecue back in 1991, and he also been featured in a couple other projects, but that was about it. And he was only 17 years old, and his verse at Live at the Barbecue stole the show. Pretty much, after people heard him on that in halftime, everybody wanted to know who was rapping and where they could get more of Nas. The other reason Illmatic is so good is the producers. Just look at the list. Large Professor, Q-Tip, DJ Premier, Pete Rock, and LES. These were some of the top, if not the top producers on the East Coast of hip hop. They all had heard Nas and all wanted to work with him. It was an all-star group of producers. Oh, wait a second. I said DJ Premier, didn't I? DJ Premier is one of the top producers at this time, as he and rapper Guru worked in Gang Starr. See, DJ Premier would be the one to help produce New York State of Mind. These samples would consist of Mahogany by Eric B. and Rakim,
Things fine, but I'm in a New York State of mind.
Live at the Barbecue, the drums coming from NT by Kool and the Gang, but the two biggest samples to know are Flight Time by Donald Byrd and Mind Rain by Joe Chambers. Flight Time has the sound of a siren, almost like the sound of a warning. Mind Rain by Joe Chambers has that sample that puts this all together, the daunting piano and that high note that ends it. It helps bring a different side of New York. This isn't the glitz and the glamour with money, women, and feeling bigger than life. Nas's New York is the result of drugs, blackouts, crimes, and griminess. Nas is detailing a side of New York that only Wu-Tang and Biggie have brought to the spotlight. Discussing the lyrics of the song and trying to pick out which one is the best or the most notable honestly just doesn't justice. Nas's performance is Mozart-esque. His detailing New York in the 90s is so poignant and descriptive. His talk of the game, suited up in street clothes, keeping yourself strapped, how important it is if you don't want to be a goner. If it sounds like I'm skipping out on the lyrics, that's because there's 100,000 different ways you can talk about this song. But there is one bar I will talk about.
It drops deep as it does in my breath. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death.
Honestly, this one phrase to me encapsulates everything about this song. And it's one of the best lyrics in hip hop history. Because out here on the streets, everybody is looking for power, security, fame, and most of all, a way out. For many, this becomes their job and way of living. Even if you yourself never got involved in this life, you may have friends and family who inadvertently put you here. In other words, no one's safe. You gotta know where to go, who to talk to, and always have eyes in the back of your head. Even if for a moment you're tired and you decide to rest, that may just be the last moment you ever get. Does everyone know the dangers? Yes. Are they aware of this never-ending cycle? Absolutely. So why keep doing it? Because many before you have tried and failed. Corrupt politics have put you in a place that no one should have to live like, but nothing changes. So you are who you are. You become what you set out to be, however you get there. But the sad part is that beyond the wall intelligence, life is defined. You gotta think of crime in a New York state of mind. Illmatic is a certified classic hip-hop record. It's left a mark on hip-hop history. New York State of Mind became the standout track thanks to its incredible production and Nas's incredible pen. People at the time knew the record would be big, but I don't think anyone knew just how big it would be. When asked what his favorite song on the album was, Large Professor, who helped produce songs on this very album, said it was New York State of Mind, stating, "The intensity and just the pureness, like, it captured the whole New York perfectly. As a fan of Nas, as a fan of Preem, as a fan of hip hop, like, it was just like, yo, this is crazy." 2024 will mark 30 years since Illmatic came out, and its impact has been felt since it came out in 1994 by a Queens rapper known as Nasty Nas.